After months of deliberation and long conversation with my family, I believe in my heart of hearts that I have accomplished what I set out to do for West Virginia. I have made one of the toughest decisions of my life and decided that I will not be running for re-election to the United States Senate.
Good riddance. We won't miss you. But the question is, what does he have planned next? Let's watch.
What I will be doing is traveling the country and speaking out to see if there is an interest in creating a movement to mobilize the middle and bring Americans together. Every incentive in Washington is designed to make our politics extreme. The growing divide between Democrats and Republicans is paralyzing Congress and worsening our nation's problems. The majority of Americans are just plain worn out. Our economy is not working for many Americans, from the rising cost of food and fuel and everything in between. We have a border crisis with illegal drugs entering our country and killing Americans every day. Our national debt is out of control, and Americans don't feel safe, even in their own communities. We are providing critical aid to two of our allies, fighting wars for their survival, and we must prevent being pulled into a major war ourselves. These are not Republican or Democratic challenges. These are American challenges.
Now, of course, that was conservative Democratic Senator from West Virginia, Joe Manchin, who, as you just heard, will not be seeking re-election. The whole spiel he gave in that second video makes me think that he might actually be considering a presidential run. We can get to, oh, interesting, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, I wanted to share a few more details, including how poorly he's been polling in West Virginia.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, so basically, according to The Hill, Manchin was staring down the toughest electoral challenge of his senatorial career as West Virginia Governor Jim Justice has increasingly become the favorite to win next year. So I looked into some of the polling and I came across the most recent poll having to do with that senatorial race or that Senate race. And it was true. The Emerson College survey of 539 voters conducted October 1st through the 4th showed Justice with 41% support and Manchin with 28%. 15% of voters said that they would support someone else in such a scenario, and 16% are undecided. So there was a pretty good chance that he would not have won re-election. So I think that definitely was the main motivating factor. But again, that whole spiel we heard in the second video does make me think he's considering a presidential run under the banner of no labels, which we've covered on the show in the past. We can get into the details of that in a moment. But Cenk, what are your thoughts? You seem to agree.
Yeah, so he's like, I look deep into my polls. I mean, heart, that's where I look. Yeah, please spare us the load of crap. You weren't gonna win, that's why you're not running. There's had nothing to do with your heart and nothing to do with, I believe I've done enough. I've screwed over enough average Americans. I stopped every bill that would help them, child tax credit, paid family leave, higher wages. I killed it all in favor of my corporate donors. And so I think I've done enough to pleasure them. And keep it real, brother. No one believes you other than reporters. I just looked it up and it bothers me. It's just one headline, but it bothers me so much. In the headline about how he's retiring and thinking of running for president, ABC said, moderate Joe Manchin.
I know.
Why? Why do you give that to him? He says, in that video you saw, the extremes are wrong. What are you talking about? You're in the extreme. So I give this example all the time, but it applies to almost all the policies that he helped to kill. A paid family leave polls at 84%. He's in the 16%. The 16% is extreme. The 84% is moderate. Reporters, I'm begging you, stop doing propaganda on behalf of corporate corrupt politicians like Joe Manchin. What part of 16% is moderate? No, every bill he killed was intensely popular. His positions have been extremist, corporatist, and incredibly unpopular all throughout. So now, is he going to run for president? Well, he's been threatening it the whole time for a number of reasons. Well, and one of the ways that you can tell is the new haircut. Okay, I'm largely kidding here, but if you notice when he was running in Joe Manchin, he parted his hair in the middle and looked more like a West Virginian. Now he's thinking of running in the country, he's got a nice little new haircut.
He used to part his hair in the middle,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did notice that there was a change with his hair, but I couldn't put my finger on it. But by the way, I don't know if he has enough pro-America stuff going on in that office. But by the way, I love it, I don't have a problem with it. It's just so like bald eagle statue here, bald eagle statue there, red wall, American flag. We get it, okay.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm amused by that, but no problem. And the haircut, who cares? Okay, so now getting the serious stuff. Yes, he's talked with No Labels already. They're considering a third-party run. And part of the reason is Manchin's thinking, well, how else am I going to get rich and famous, right? I can't win in West Virginia anymore. I'm deeply unpopular with the Democrats and the Republicans. So, and these No Labels guys are corporate extremists. That's perfect for me. They'll funnel me a lot of money to run for president. That way I'll screw over Biden again. I'll screw over the Democrats again. That's the whole point of my existence, is to destroy the Democratic Party and its agenda, and while I'm pretending to be a Democrat, and hand over everything to the donors. So, you know, if you want Donald Trump to win, to give another giant corporate tax cut, which is what Trump is promising to do, you would send in your dog, Joe Manchin, to go run. So that's why No Labels and the corporations that support them are thinking of using this dog over here, Joe Manchin, to go and screw over Democrats again. Kick him out of the party. Look, at this point it's symbolic. I would have done it much earlier when it mattered, right? But hashtag kick him out. Why is he still in the party? He does us no good at all. All he did was betray the Democratic agenda. He destroyed most of Biden's theoretical agenda. Why the hell are they still kissing his ass? Why don't you actually do some, because I remember, guys, you remember? They bullied and threatened every progressive that dared to say that they are considering voting against those bills, right? They're like, you better not, we'll destroy your career, you better get in line, right? But with Manchin, when he actually did kill those policies, they're like, we love Joe Manchin, what a wonderful model. Jojo, here, have my pen.
Just like that.
Okay, kinda, I can show you the video. Can you kick him out now? It's actually a freebie, because it's largely symbolic at this point.
A few points I want to bring up in regard to the possibility of Joe Manchin running for president. So as the Hill reports, Manchin has notably declined to tamp down chatter of a potential No Labels independent bid, having visited New Hampshire for an event by the group over the summer. And let's go to graphic 6. No Labels is seeking access to the ballot across the country with the idea of putting together a unity ticket that would be led by one Republican and one Democrat. So this would be an independent ticket. And I am curious to see, honestly, I'm curious to see how that plays out. Because RFK Jr., who's now running as an independent, is pulling in a pretty sizable portion of the electorate, you know, with these polls that are coming out, right? We're seeing him get 22% support. I just want to enjoy the embarrassment that I think Joe Manchin is going to experience if he does in fact plan to run as an independent. We'll see.
Yeah, look, I think there's a lot of independents. By the way, Jill Stein entered the race today.
Oh, of course she did.
So now that's a third independent running. But interesting things are afoot in that general election, right? And so I don't know how it plays out. But if Manchin enters, I think Anna's right. He's gonna get around Cornel West numbers. And they think like, oh, Americans love corporate politicians. We took a corporate politician from the Republicans and a corporate politician from the Democrats. America will love this ticket. Maybe the press will love that ticket, but America's gonna hate that ticket. And I would love to see Cornel West and Jill Stein beat that ticket until they're so humiliated that they leave the race. Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below, because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the Young Turks.